to imagine standing in the heart of an ancient forest, with the trees towering above and the ground beneath your feet teeming with life. Now imagine for a second that this forest could speak, and not just in rustles and murmurs, but actually in a language we could all understand. What would the forest say? What would it sound like? And most importantly, if nature had a voice, would you listen? Would you include the forest's perspective in your decision-making process, or would you choose to ignore it, or even reject it? Now today I would like to talk to you about a somewhat crazy idea to give a voice to nature through artificial intelligence. And I mean that literally, because with the advent of generative AI and now agentic agents, giving a voice to nature is rapidly becoming a reality. I want to share with you a personal story, why I believe this is a necessity. And the best way to do so is to show you. What you see before you are 9 of the arguably most important gathering sites of the human race, and you'll probably recognize a few. There's the US Senate, the Great Hall of the People, there's the European Commission, Davos, right next door, and of course the UN General Assembly. Now, in our halls of wisdom, nature is entirely absent. There is no green there. No plants, not even a single leaf. And as I sat there, I came to the profound realization that not only is nature entirely absent, it is also unrepresented. Over the past year and a half, our team has been working on a conceptual framework to give a voice to nature through AI representation. A type of agentic AI system to create digital avatars for ecosystems, for forests, rivers, mountains, jungles, seagrass, lakes, any types of ecosystem with a scientific data set to give them a voice. And this was our first prototype. Give it a time to buffer. Well, what you see here is the first prototype of the environmental artificial intelligence for the ocean. Now, we've come a long way since about a year and a half. This is what our representation looks like right now. This is a prototype for a Polynesian reef or an atoll. And what took us 3 months to achieve, to create a year ago, we can now do in 3 days. So I'd like you to imagine a new type of representative system, similar to the UN, but instead of nation states, we have bioregions, represented by avatars and their digital twin ecosystem subdata. Basically, creating a voice for every ecosystem that has a data set. Based on the IUCN global ecosystem typology and non-human persona design, we can now not only create characters, but make them lifelike. But if you're wondering, why anthropomorphize ecosystems in the first place? Why should we give a face to the Great Barrier Reef, for example? Well, the answer is actually quite easy to understand. It's really hard to empathize with a climate report. Wouldn't you agree? It's really hard to understand the data. And as our leaders have shown time and time again, acting upon the data is even more difficult. So by giving the data and the science a face, we can now start to empathize with it and integrate it into our dialogue. And hopefully, for the first time ever, we could actually create a voice for our planet. Now, this is conceptual mostly, but in the next few years, we'll see a rise of agentic AI and representation in ways we've never dreamt of being possible. So I'd like to invite you all to join us at our demo and talk to the Great Barrier Reef yourself. Thank you.